Well, I've often wondered what this chip does. I remember quite a few years ago these came out, and there was a reason, but I don't remember. So we're going to find the answer today with Sherri Hanson, the Vice President of the Vergas State Bank. Sherri!
Hey, how are you today? I'm just so happy to see you at Dietrich's Mercantile here in Vergas.
Yes, awesome. I forgot to say that we are at Dietrich's Mercantile. Okay.
The chip.
The chip.
Yeah.
I remember it came out because I think there was some trouble with the strip.
Well, you know, in the 60s is when the magnetic strip on credit cards was created, and that it was the same dynamics, the same process as your cassette tapes, if you can imagine. So that takes us a little ways back, right?
Probably some people don't remember what cassette, or know what cassette tapes are.
I know, the kids today are like, cassette tapes? But anyway, so it was that same concept, but if you can imagine from the 60s until now, the hackers have figured out how to get into and create a real mess for people if they are able to get into that. So they created the chip, the EMV. Europay, Visa, MasterCard is what the EMV chip means.
Okay.
And the chip is more secure, and it is not hack-proof. Nothing is. I would love to say that something is, but there's just a lot of people much more intelligent than I am. And then a lot of us are, and they have figured out how to do that. But what happens is when you put that chip in, your mercantile or any business that you have, their terminal is already set up and online with their processing center. And so as soon as you put that chip in, it reads the same information as your magnetic strip, but it sends out a one-time code just for that transaction.
Okay, so then they can't get your number,
right?
Your credit card number.
That code then is, just, and then it's gone at that point. And so then it reads it, determines, okay, is this a, transaction that is going to go through? Is this a legit transaction? And then that code's gone. And so it's supposedly more secure.
Okay, and I imagine that won't hold true if you buy stuff online.
Well, you don't have as much security. I mean, online purchasing is always a little bit tricky. I mean, here you're in the mercantile here, and you're getting that one code sent off through their processing center. It's probably already sent across. It's probably already on your account, and then it's done. Where online, there's a few more steps,
and you don't have anywhere to put your chip in.
You don't have anywhere to put you're not generating that one-time code. I mean, obviously it still works, but when they're talking about it, then that's why it's this is just not quite as secure.
Right, and so you offer a credit card through the Vergas State Bank. If your card would get hacked, do you help with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the first thing that you want to happen is somebody to come into the bank and to be able to, the first thing that has to happen is you as a consumer has to be aware. You definitely want to be checking your account. It's just like with anything else. Everything now is so instantaneous, and so these things happen fast. And so you have to be constantly, just set up a routine at the end of a day or the end of a week at least. Be checking. It's like, okay, these are all legit purchases. Everything looks good. And then when you do notice something that's a little bit off, or if you receive some kind of phone call that you're not real sure on, you just come into the bank, just give us a call, and we'll walk you through those steps.
Awesome. Yeah, because I imagine it's pretty daunting when that happens.
It's kind of frightening because, I think the thing for me too, Raina, is all of a sudden, then it's like, oh my gosh, I got to change my card. I got to, because so many of our things are automatic and that too, and so it's the process that that you're going to have to go through. So the chips are a real deal. Magnetic strips eventually are going to probably be gone, but the magnetic strips also had what happened is when there was fraud on that, it went back to the merchant. And so that's why most of your merchants are putting their chip readers in, making sure that they've got the chip readers.
Interesting. All right.
Because you didn't want that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sherri. I always like to learn something, and
I'm just glad you're doing this series because I am so excited to learn all the things that you're going to be finding out.
You're going to be like, she didn't know that.
No. No questions about one.
Okay, good. Well, that's what I had a teacher say one time.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for helping us out on the chip. And I hope you learned something. And thanks for watching. I didn't know that.